heard from several parents today who are deeply concerned about what their high schoolers described to them, a meeting just for African American students. That's according to the kids who attended. They say Woodrow Wilson High School principal Chandra Hooper-Barnett called a meeting of African American students only during advisory period. And according to multiple parents, she told them that they were the reason that the school has a B rating and not an A. Jennifer Bush heard it from her son, a sophomore.
She said that? I was like, that's what they said to you? I was like, I'm calling the school tomorrow.
She's one of many parents to tell me that they called and complained.
I thought it was extremely discriminatory and inflammatory to sit down a bunch of Black children and tell them that they're the reason why the school is in a bad light in their eyes.
And today, an email to parents from Woodrow Wilson announcing a new interim principal and acknowledging a, quote, recent incident occurred on our campus that does not reflect the values and expectations of our school community. No mention of Principal Hooper-Barnett, but she also wrote an email to parents over the weekend to apologize, writing in part, quote, the decision to hold that meeting and subsequent discussions that transpired was not appropriate. I take full ownership and responsibility for what occurred, and I want to assure you that it was never my intent to single out or cause harm to any group of students. The email never explicitly said the exact circumstances of that meeting. Parents tell me they want more information on what happened and what was said.
There is a lot left to be desired. Like, I'm happy at the rapid response. I don't know how it was allowed to happen in the first place. I don't know how she felt comfortable enough to do that.
I reached out to both Dallas ISD and to Principal Hooper-Barnett. No response from either so far, and no information right now on whether she faces any discipline or whether she could return to work. In Dallas, I'm Luke Clary.
All right, man, I did a short on this and I want to do a full video on this. I knew I was going to do a full video. So Dallas High School, Woodrow Wilson, Principal Chandra Hooper-Barnett, Black woman. And if you see in the clip, if I use the same clip I used for the short, the parent, who probably was Black, who, said that she would not expect a Black principal, a Black person to do this to Black students. And that's what I said, just because you Black, y'all just figure, hey man, they on code. I told y'all, when you go in restaurants, you go in places now as Black people that's predominantly not Black, you used to see another Black family, you used to nod at them. Or if you a brother out here and remember you see other brothers out and about and you used to nod at them, as regular, like, oh, I see you, brother, just in case something go down, I got your back. The newer generation don't do things like that. You know what I'm saying? And, I know a lot of people feel like, oh man, you Black, that's no longer the case. And one thing I speak on this heavily throughout some of the videos I talk about is the misandry through the school system. I was a victim of that. I knew a lot of my female teachers hated me. I had strikes against me. I was Black. I was hyper. And the school system is not a thriving place for boys in general, let alone young Black boys. And we would get hands put on us because we didn't act right, but the curriculum was not versed towards us. Let me say that first and foremost. The curriculum was not versed towards us. The girls, it was versed towards the girls. And this is why girls get more degrees and they get all this, this higher education. But then again, when you look statistically across the ethnic groups, they still make less than men. They still begging men for money. You know what I'm saying? And that's why they're not qualified for a lot of the jobs that they do have. A lot of them are not qualified. They are DEI hires. Right? So I want to speak on that. Just because you cheat these young boys in the school system, it don't mean it's going to turn out, you rig it for the women, don't mean it's going to turn out right for them. And this is just one of those things, an unqualified lady. I don't care what her credentials is, she's unqualified. So this testing was low. So you go to the Black students and you pull the Black students. Okay, let's say that was the case. You pulled these test scores and it was the Black students' fault. Okay, why not go in there? You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't in trouble. I bought y'all some pizza. Okay. Okay, why are you not learning? What can we do better to help you learn? No, you know what she did. She did the female thing where to blame everybody. to blame y'all black asses. You already know how what they say. She is very condescending in how she was speaking to blame. Oh, y'all got to do better. And instead of asking, okay, I got y'all a pizza party or whatever, let's talk about it. You know, where can I help you? And there's a lot of parents that do that. You know, kids may not be doing the homework, may not understand the homework. First thing they want to do is berate them, yell at them, scream at them, put hands on them, put belt the ass on them, right? That's the first thing they want to do that, but it doesn't solve anything because you didn't get to the root of the problem. And I guarantee you, she went in there guns a-blazing, blaming them. Oh, you got our ratings down. At the end of the day, you got to look at yourself. And this is why a lot of men feel that women don't make good leaders. And a lot of women feel that way. Go listen to when they got black leadership at the house. I mean, black leadership be shit at the house too, but a black leadership female leadership at the workplace, female leadership in the homes. Look at it. They always want to put the blame on somebody else. They put the blame on the children. They put the blame on the newborn. Put the first thing when you have stuff like that, Chandra, you point the finger at yourself. Then you point your finger at your staff. You get with your staff. Okay, what y'all feel went wrong? Then you go to the children and say, what y'all not understanding? What you not getting? But one thing Chandra also can point the finger at is that those parents. Them parents don't know what chapter them kids is on. Them parents don't know nothing. They feel like I send my kids off to school, it's your burden. And that's why I say the number one issue in America is not the education system. It's not the way it's structured, even though it's a huge problem. The biggest problem is parent participation. And y'all know I've been saying this for years now. Most of these parents don't know what their kids doing. They don't know the homework. They ain't sit down and done the homework with them. But all of a sudden they want to get mad at the student, at the kid. You have to practice study habits from a young end. And they would just do it on their own. But for her to circle them out and, you know, they was like, oh, I would never thought a black teacher. Yeah, of course you need to be fired. Of course you need to be fired. And you know what they saying? See, they never can stick together. They call each other out. It's a problem when we do it. You know what I'm saying? But how's it not a problem? You know, and that's terrible. Because she should be figuring out, okay, well, where's the disconnect? Let me see what the teacher's saying. Let me see what the kid's saying. And where she'll find the disconnect at a lot with them, a lot of those kids is the parents. You got some kids that can get off on natural talent, that's mature, that parents are involved. But you came in them to berate them and cuss them out. You already know they probably somebody got a visual of it. They probably threw that out. You know, they're going to protect women in the workplace. You already know that. Somebody probably recorded it. I guarantee you somebody got a recording of it. You know what I'm saying? And she probably said some very nasty things in there. That's the first thing when women get mad at something, they point the finger at everybody but themselves. It's your school. Why did it go wrong? You didn't survey, you just came, but you said, let me get all the black kids. No, you looked around and said, oh. That's what I be saying, dog. You can't even walk into places no more and be like, hey, nod at another black. Can't do that no more. And this is why a lot of people don't believe in female leadership, because there's no accountability, bro. There's none. It starts off with you as the principal. Instead of going in there and asking those kids, okay, where's the disconnect at? You berate them. You cuss them out. Remember we talked about the principal that had the students massaging her feet? I had so many bad experiences with female teachers, dog. So many bad experiences with female teachers, dog. It don't even matter. It's crazy. Especially being a young black boy and coming up in the school system and you don't see men that look like you. You know what I'm saying? They sit you at a desk all day, writing and doing and adding and all that. You know, some guys go do that and they go do that and they become lawyers. But most guys go out there, y'all laborers, y'all lay concrete, y'all carpenters, y'all plumbers, y'all HVAC, y'all welders, y'all designers, y'all builders. Most guys mechanics. Most guys cutting hair. Garbage man, whatever you doing. You got some guys that's lawyers, that they don't even sit at the computer all day. You got some guys that doctors and all that type stuff, and that do that. But the average guy and above average guy, they doing something physically productive. It's a scam. It's a scam, man. But let me know what y'all think about it, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.